The movie kicks off with a mysterious man named Jeff Morrell racing through the woods, panic in his eyes. He reaches a dead end and makes a desperate turn, but slips and tumbles down a hill, breaking his ankle. As he comes to, he finds himself surrounded by 3 masked figures: Scarecrow, Dollface, and Pin-Up Girl, all armed with knives and an axe. Jeff pleads for mercy, but Scarecrow swings his axe, ending his life in a gruesome instant. The narration then reveals a chilling statistic: 1.4 million people die violently due to crime each year. That's one murder every 26.3 seconds. This story focuses on one of the most brutal. The scene shifts to a happier note: a couple, Maya and Ryan, driving towards Portland to celebrate a special occasion. Maya mentions they're still 300 miles from their destination, but Ryan, feeling hungry, suggests they find a place to eat first. Maya playfully reminds him it's their 5-year anniversary. Distracted by a kiss, they nearly crash, but manage to swerve back to safety. Ryan starts breathing heavily from the scare, and Maya quickly hands him his inhaler, hinting at his asthma. As they continue their drive, Maya realizes she's lost cell service. Ryan jokes they might starve to death out here, and Maya pretends they're being interviewed about their survival story. Ryan teasingly calls her the sole survivor, which dampens Maya's mood. Suddenly, they arrive in the tiny town of Vince, Oregon, population 468. They stop outside a diner where 2 local mechanics, Rudy and Dougie, are watching their car continuously. Inside, they feel the stares of the locals, but Carol, the waitress, hands them a menu and tells them to sit wherever they like. Maya looks sadly at pictures of her friend Dory and Dory's husband, Howard. She gets sad looking at her friends are happily married, suppressing her desire to marry Ryan. After a moment, Shelley comes over to take their order and jokes about a vegetarian among us, when she learns Maya doesn't eat meat. Ryan, on the other hand, orders a turkey melt with extra cheese. When Maya suggests he pick something healthier, Ryan grins and says, "It's my anniversary." Eden and Niall, another couple at the party, overhear the word anniversary and start chatting with Ryan and Maya, proudly announcing their own 2-year marriage milestone. But their excitement fades quickly when Maya casually mentions she and Ryan have been together for 5 years, without getting married. The crowd around them is visibly shocked. As Ryan and Maya prepare to leave, Maya spots a missing poster for someone named Jeff on the wall. Shelley explains that Jeff was a big-shot finance guy who mysteriously vanished one day. Ryan doesn't seem fazed and jokes about this. They try to start their car, but the engine fails to start. Suddenly, Rudy appears, scaring them but offering to help. After checking, he says the alternator is shot, and they'll need to wait for a new one from Eugene. When asked if it could be fixed tonight, Rudy makes excuses about closed shops in Eugene but promises to have it ready by tomorrow afternoon. When they ask for a place to stay, Rudy claims the hotel is under repair, but Shelley mentions an Airbnb in the woods owned by Joe Gressis. Rudy suggests Dougie could help, but Shelley offers to drop them off herself. Along the way, they encounter 2 creepy kids handing out pamphlets, asking if they are sinners. Ryan jokes, but the kids just walk away. Shelley drops them off at the Airbnb, and Maya instantly likes the house, hoping it has electricity. Inside, she loves the cozy atmosphere and remarks that this might be her favorite surprise of their 5-year relationship. As they get cozy, a sudden, loud knock interrupts them. A mysterious girl appears at the door, asking for someone named Tamara. When Maya tells her she's mistaken, the girl just stares and walks away. Later, while lying on the sofa, Maya confesses she wants to marry Ryan. Surprised, he reminds her she never wanted to get married. She smiles and says, "That was 5 years ago." When Ryan asks what she wants now, Maya says she wants to spend her life with him. Suddenly, Ryan starts coughing and realizes he left his inhaler in the car. He decides to go get it on the bike parked outside, leaving Maya behind. While waiting, Maya FaceTimes her friend Dory and is happy to see her with her husband. Suddenly, there's a knock at the door. Nervously, Maya opens it to find the same strange girl asking about Tamara again. After closing the door, Maya panics when she can't find her phone, but eventually finds it in a cupboard. She hears noises, sees the tap water running, and calls Ryan, asking him to come back quickly. Ryan retrieves his inhaler from the car but is startled by Rudy, who warns him he could have been mistaken for a thief. Ryan apologizes and heads back. Meanwhile, Maya nervously plays the piano, sensing someone is in the house, but sees no one. A figure with a sack over its head, Scarecrow, watches her. Ryan stops at a shop to get burgers and runs into Dougie and Neil, who invite him to hang out. He declines and orders from Lucy, the shop owner. Back at the house, Maya takes a bath. She closes her eyes, unaware that a scarecrow is watching her. Suddenly, the lights go out. Using her phone, she searches for the intruder and is terrified to find a masked woman in the closet. She runs and locks herself in a room, frightened by approaching footsteps. Her fear turns to relief when she realizes it's Ryan. Ryan looks around the house with Maya and reassures her that they are alone. He points to a creepy painting on the wall, suggesting that's what scared her. He then notices a pack of strong cigarettes and asks if she's been smoking. Before they can relax, the weird girl knocks on the door again. Ryan checks and sees her standing in the distance. He shoos her away, assuring Maya she's just a harmless teen. As they sit down to eat their burgers, blood suddenly drips from the ceiling. Looking up, they see a dead bird hanging above them. Just as they try to flee, a scarecrow figure smashes through the door with an axe. They manage to hide in the bedroom, bracing for the worst. The eerie atmosphere intensifies as a masked woman scrapes a knife along the walls and another plays the piano. The scarecrow breaks down the bedroom door but, to their surprise, just stares at them and leaves. Ryan checks and realizes the masked intruders are gone. He tells Maya they're just trying to scare them and suggests using the bike outside to escape. But as they rush out, they find the bike on fire and see the scarecrow approaching. They run back inside, and Maya remembers that the owner is a hunter and likely has a gun hidden somewhere. They crawl through a narrow space under the house, trying to stay quiet. Ryan feels a rat on his neck but calmly shakes it off. Then, Maya accidentally cuts her hand on a nail but holds back her scream. The sound makes the masked girl suspicious, but she doesn't find them. Ryan helps Maya pull the nail out of her hand and wraps the wound, whispering an apology. Ryan and Maya crawl out from under the house and head toward the shed. On the way, Ryan slips, injuring his ankle and unknowingly drops his inhaler. Inside the shed, they use a lighter to look around, while the pin-up girl can be seen right behind them. Ryan, in pain, sits down while Maya rests her head on his shoulder. He spots some stairs and goes to check them out, leaving Maya alone. Maya peeks out the window and sees the pin-up girl behind her. Just as she tries to fend her off, the scarecrow attacks from outside. Ryan rushes back with the shotgun he found, firing shots and forcing the attackers to retreat. He hugs Maya and tells her he found plenty of ammo too. They leave the shed, heading back to the house, when Ryan hears a noise and tells Maya to stay back. He fires at a man at the door, thinking he's the scarecrow, but when they check, they realize it's Joe, the owner, who was there to fix the fridge. Ryan breaks down, horrified at killing an innocent man, but Maya reassures him it was self-defense. Ryan spots Joe's car keys and decides they should use his car to escape. On the way, Maya picks up Joe's phone. As they start the engine, the scarecrow suddenly smashes into the car, blocking their way. Ryan tells Maya to run, but as she tries to pull him out, he gets stuck. He urges her to leave, and she reluctantly runs. Ryan prepares to use the shotgun on the scarecrow, but when he looks, no one is there. Suddenly, the scarecrow appears right in front of him, ready to attack. Ryan fires the gun to scare the scarecrow away and manages to free his leg from the car. Meanwhile, Maya runs into the forest, with Dollface close behind. She finds a spot to hide under a pile of leaves. Dollface searches but eventually assumes Maya has fled and moves on. As soon as Dollface is out of sight, Maya uses Joe's phone to call 911. She tries to describe her location, but the signal is weak. Moving for better reception, she stumbles upon a dead body. The 911 operator finally gets enough information to dispatch help. Just as Maya starts to run, Dollface reappears and knocks her out. Ryan, meanwhile, is shouting for Maya. The scarecrow hears him and starts heading his way. Ryan hides behind a car, using a water bottle to calm his breathing without his inhaler. Pin-up girl is prowling around, and Ryan sneaks up on her, holding her at gunpoint. He makes her drop her knife and threatens to kill her, warning that she'll be his second kill since he's already gotten over the shock of his first. But before he can act, the scarecrow appears and knocks him out. When Ryan wakes up, he's tied up next to Maya. She tells him, "They got us." In his final moments, Ryan asks if she still wants to marry him. Maya tearfully says yes, but before they can say more, the masked trio interrupts and Scarecrow stabs Ryan in the chest. Maya cries, holding his hands as he suffers. The Scarecrow steps behind Ryan and shoves him to the ground. The trio then turns to Maya. She demands to know what they want, but the masked assailants stay silent. As the Scarecrow gets closer, she mocks him, pushing his buttons until he snaps and stabs her in the belly. Instead of finishing her off, he watches her writhe in pain, savoring her suffering. Then, he shoves her down next to Ryan. Just as the couple collapses, the wail of police sirens fills the air. The masked trio quickly flees before the cops arrive. A few days later, Maya is shown in a hospital bed, struggling to regain consciousness. The screen fades to black with a message. To be continued.